1.5 years, we all have, gone through with turbulence, in the market during
Yeah.
the pandemic time. So what were your major roadblocks, during last 1 year, and how did you overcome with that, Srijata?
So, as a marketer or as a communications professional, the first few months were pretty tough in the sense that not because technology had changed, not because there was any constraint around the way that we would market, but it's just that what I felt was understanding customer behavior at that point was very difficult because um this was a first for everyone. In the
Yes.
last century, no one had ever seen anything which was as vast as this, as far-reaching as this, which is across the globe. It's not even a country level event or impact, right? So it took everyone by surprise. I mean, me, if I look at myself as a consumer, I had no way to understand what had happened and what next. So that whole what next part of it was very difficult to understand. And if you don't know, in a normal business as usual kind of an environment, you have data to back you. You look at past trends and then you can easily see a pattern and then predict somehow that okay, this is what probably will work in the next quarter and the next year. But this was something very different. So understanding customer behavior is probably the most challenging thing that I experienced during the onset of the pandemic. Understanding their mental state was very difficult because there was no way, there was no research, there was no data. So I mean, yeah, we kept looking at past, what had happened, how did society come out of it and stuff like that. And I never thought that I would have to refer to something which was like as old as the Spanish flu to understand, or the Great Depression to understand how people react and what are those triggers for people during times of crisis. So, and what does it mean in the modern world, right? Because the modern world as a whole, they don't think they've gone through such a big event, right? But that I think was the biggest challenge for me as a communications person. Nonetheless, it was important that we kept the conversation going.